This is that one song that you heard so many times, and every time you hear it, you're like, I'm not gonna bump to this song. But then you start catching a vibe. I'm sorry, not sorry. Yeah. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Love with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Love with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Love with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Love with the gang, gang, gang. You know. Yeah. Whoa. East Coast with that gang, gang. You know we don't play games, whoa. Hop up on that wagon, oh please just get out the way. You know we stay stuntin', right up in your face. We sorry, not sorry, we just stuck up in our ways. West Coast gon' ahead, stand up, put that glass and hands up. Gang, 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 we famed up, got that change, we bagged up. Crew love, we stay manned up. Ahem like I'm Wheezy, yeah. Rap game just too easy, drip so sick I'm queasy, whoa. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Love with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Love with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Love with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Love with the gang, gang, gang. Yeah. Watch me finesse, walk to the line. Good versus evil, God in his prime. Always in prime, always on time. Our time to shine, wifey is fine. I'm doing fine, glad that you asked. God fill me up, mud in my glass. God clean me up, all that I ask. Wherever you headed there fast. I am ahead, you are in last. Last time I checked, you were all gas. Gas in the whip it up fast. Fast and all furious, I'm starting to spaz. Getting all curious, you put me on blast. Blasting that Darius, kids in the back. Back to the future is black. Black like T'Challa, Wakanda attack. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Love with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Love with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Love with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Love with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. You already know this is about to be stupid. How about the range? I'm feeling strange. I might be crazy. None of your face me. I took a sip, I'm not acting my age. I took a trip, now they got me on stage. How about the range? How about the range? Whoa, this a new range, new page. Got me in a new country, new stage. I ain't signed no deal, I'm too paid. I do not have chill, I'm too crazy. I do not take L's, I'm too Brady. I might be frosted, I'm not flaky. Don't know what it cost me, it's all gravy. Turn on that faucet and just pay me. Whoa, we gon' get it, bring it back. Maybe Donald is a Mac. Couple bottles, empty glass. New machine, I'm sending facts. Bump the headline, check the facts. I'm not a gangster, but I'm a gorilla. Hop on the drums when I'm feeling J Dilla. Come get your lady, cause I'm a just stiller. How about the range, whoa? Hey, yeah, I'm feeling strange, whoa. How about the range? I'm feeling strange. I might be crazy. None of your face me. I took a sip, I'm not acting my age. I took a trip, now they got me on stage. How about the range? How about the range? Whoa. There's no comparison, black in America, little too arrogant. I just embarrass y'all niggas irrelevant. I shouldn't mention it, that's royal etiquette. Out of my element, way too intelligent. Grab you a therapist, send him my sentiments. Neck full of sediments, caught me a Tesla and skirt through the valley. Dropped an investment in Silicon Valley. All of this cake, but I'm missing the patty. Might mess around and just move to Miami. Drums are so loud that they break in the chassis. King of the grass like a Lionel Messi. I am not crass, but my mental is messy. Mud in my glass while my pencil is sketching. All these rappers, but no one impressed me. Most of them actors that labels as testing. How about the range? Whoa. Hey, yeah, I'm feeling
Sell crazy someplace else. We're all stocked up here.
How about the range? I'm feeling strange. I might be crazy. None of your face me. I took a sip, I'm not acting my age. I took a trip, now they got me on stage. How about the range? How about the range? Whoa.
Hop out the range. I'm feeling strange. I might be crazy. None of y'all phase me. Hop out the range, whoa. Yeah, I'm feeling strange, whoa. Hey. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Coming at me like that, like whoa.
I'd be the luckiest guy alive if that did it for me.
Yeah. Coming at me like that, like whoa. I don't even feel like that, like whoa. You ain't even see my stacks, like whoa. We up on the sea, but that's my bow. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like wish that I care, but I don't. And I swear if you want, we can flow. Coming ready for the smoke. Murder she wrote, but I don't even dare. I got places to go. Coming ready for the show. Sacred the goat. We got royal affairs. We gon' win on the low. Coming ready for the glow. You taking notes, have a seat, take a chair. You may think that we cold. Coming ready for the snow. Try to bear the weight, but it's too heavy. Try to get away, but it's too deadly. Gotta keep it sharp, so we stay edgy. Can I get ahead, so we stay ready? Coming at me, that's sad, that's joke. I cannot believe these lies, I'm woke. All that agree, but why you broke? When y'all need, come get your folk. I actually soar over these waves. When I get paid, I gotta know people to pay, places to go. Watch what you say, watch what you coming at me like that, like whoa. I don't even feel like that, like whoa. You ain't even see my stacks, like whoa. We up on the sea, but that's my bow. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like I don't ever sit back, I'ma go and get that. I just wanna give back, people call me Big Black. I just got my whip back, asked me when I got here, told her that I've been back. Brought a couple wins back, double cup of no act. I don't really have beef, but I'm still a Big Mac. And you know I got green, now we bridging the gap. Flow with me and my team, cause we know how to scrap when you making a scene. Came up from the dirt, yeah I know my worth. No I will not sell, niggas gotta work. Do not kiss and tell, no I do not surf. But I'll ride these waves, so get up off my turf. I actually soar over these waves. When I get paid, I gotta know people to pay, places to go. Watch what you say, watch what you coming at me like that, like whoa. I don't even feel like that, like whoa. You ain't even see my stacks, like whoa. We up on the sea, but that's my bow. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like
Shampoo my crotch.
What are you looking at, butthead?
I got no cap. I make this money, it comes out on tap. Tryna stay private, but I got them groupies. On me in private, but don't get all choosy. Bust out the bubble and in with the new me. FTLOG on the top of the blue jeans. Y'all got the diamonds and I got the rubies. I got the rubies. She call me Captain, but I got no cap. I make this money, it comes out on tap. Tryna stay humble, but I get real moody. Try not to stumble, but she a real cutie. Bust out the bubble and in with the new me. FTLOG on the top of the blue jeans. Y'all got the diamonds and I got the rubies. I got the rubies.
Whoa, Norbert.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and yo-hos? It's your boy, Papa Swoleo, back with another episode. And today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everesting K2, flexing on all you All right, fam, welcome to the show, 3346. Happy Independence Day. Remember, today is a reminder that we are all about freedom. So go eat some steak, buy some Bitcoin, make some sick fucking gains. Happy birthday, America. Today I'm rocking the brand new I Curl Every Day shirt. Gotta love that one. Go pick it up over at papasawyer.com. Buy one, get one 50% off. We also do have an overtime segment that will be going live right at the end of today's episode. This hat's a little bit dirty. It's a little bit dirty, but that's how we like it. All right, so let's get into today's episode. Yesterday, we had a roundtable, which is live inside Swole TV. If you missed it, that was a good conversation for members. So make sure you go and catch the replay if you haven't already. And let's get right on into that tip.
Just an inch, just an inch. It's cold outside.
All right, so yesterday's Rise and Swole is now available. And we're going to kick off today's Swole Fam posts. First one today is from Elizabeth.
What's in the box?
Another Elizabeth. One Elizabeth. Now we have multiple. Hey, y'all. I am super new. Just joined. All right.
Hi, puppy.
I'm looking to get the foundation I need to keep the weight off for good. I started my journey at 375 pounds, and now I am 310. I just need some extra help staying consistent and a great community. I don't have any full body selfies of now, but you can see the difference at my heaviest to now. Well, welcome to the Swole Fam. Super stoked to have you. And congratulations on your progress so far. That's fantastic.
I give it a 10. A 10. A fucking 10.
Fantastic. That's right. Aaron says dirty hats for dirty people. Yeah, well, if you make filthy gains, then you're going to have a dirty hat. So that's because I train in this hat. I've trained in it before, which is why it's a little bit stanky. We got one here from Abby. I'm not going to spend too much time on detailed programming, but let's see. Papa Swolio, thoughts on expanding my splits to not be on a weekly basis. I feel like I need to do something to get enough rest days, especially after leg day, and if I add any cardio at all. An example of what I'm thinking. Day 1, legs. Day 2, rest. Day 3, yoga. Day 4, strength. Friday, easy run. Saturday, rest day, yoga. Sunday, strength. Day 3, and Monday, rest day. Then repeat. This would be more of an 8-day cycle versus 7 and would probably change on recovery. My biggest limiting factor these days is rest and recovery and time. The issue with that is the frequency is not enough. So if you're really trying to build muscle, once a week for body parts are not enough. So what I would recommend is doing doing upper lower, doing full body, and adjusting the volume accordingly. So that's the thing. You want to be hitting body parts twice a week. It doesn't have to be 3, and you don't have to go on a 7-day cycle. We talk about that a lot. 7 days is very arbitrary. So you could do an 8 or 9-day cycle, but you want to be hitting your muscles more often. Because even on 8 days, you're not hitting your body parts frequently enough. So I would make sure that you change your split, full body, upper, lower, anterior, posterior, torso, limbs. There's a bunch of different aspects to that. And yeah, that's it. Your body doesn't know what a week is. Your body doesn't know what exercise you're doing and understands mechanical tension. So you have to make sure you're exposing it probably just more frequently. So twice a week. So I would recommend doing that. Abby, how do I switch to an upper lower in 90-day dash? You don't. You do the program. The 90-day dash is a program designed. Like, look, if you're doing a program and you're changing it so it's completely different, it's not the program. So you do the 90-day dash, and then you, like that, it's not the 90-day dash if you're changing the splits. That's just how it goes. Okay, so you're live, so you can follow up with that. But if you're doing the 90-day dash program, you're either doing that program or you're not doing the program. You're doing something else, you know? Okay, but we can follow up with that if you have any follow-ups with the details. And we'll come back to that topic, but it's a good question. It's a good question, and we'll do it. We'll just kind of sprinkle that conversation in through the show if you're watching live. Next post, Taylor. Hey guys, I'm new to the Swolenormous family. Papa Swole was always telling me to go to the gym or go to bed on Facebook and Instagram, so I finally decided to look into Swolenormous. I like how you're capitalizing normous. It's one word, but or go to bed on Facebook and Instagram, so I finally decided to look into Swolenormous. I like this. but I correct. About me, I'm 31, mom of 3 littles, married almost 6 years, and a massage therapist. I live in northern Arizona and trying to lose weight, stay motivated, and gain flexibility. I'm getting a double fusion spinal surgery in 2 months. Oh, so working out will be difficult for the first 3 months as I can't lift anything heavy or bend or twist or anything of those sorts of things. Basically, all I can do is walk and possibly mild workouts, depending on how the surgery goes and how I react to the metal screws. I was going to the gym, but then my oldest turned 4, and I have been depressed and gained 20 pounds in 2 months. I don't know what your oldest turning 4 has to do with that, but maybe that was just more context. Sorry for being super vulnerable. That's not a problem. We're happy to have you share, but I really need a good support system to help me when I'm struggling. I also am not the best at working out, but I do love doing squats. Well, good for you. My hubby doesn't know it yet, but he'll be doing workouts with me. I'm happy to be a part of the Swole fam. Well, welcome to the fam. Stoked to have you. Stoked to have you. Curious. I mean, we don't really know much of the details. Not medical advice, but man, back surgery. Look, from everything that I've ever experienced, talked to, clients that I've had, everything, I'm just saying this, from everyone that I've ever discussed, back surgery doesn't make things better. And I'm just saying this, I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. This is not medical advice, but for everyone that I've talked to, there's never one back surgery. You guys can drop in the comments your thoughts and your experience. And I'm just talking about my 42 years on this earth, thousands of people, just with training, with group, just everyone that I've discussed to, there's never one back surgery. It's always, I've had 4, I've had 8, I've had 3. I've never heard anyone saying, I'm just putting that out there. I've never heard anyone that got one back surgery. And most of the people and the doctors and the orthopedists, they say that back surgery doesn't do anything. It's just so hit or miss. And I'm not saying it won't help. I'm not saying it's not required. I'm just always very skeptical about surgeries, especially back surgery. Knee surgery is also one of those things. I mean, knee surgery is less invasive because, your knee, you could have knee replacements and those can work, or you have an MCL or tears and things like that. And people get hip replacements, but that's much less risk than going after your spine and your back. So it really depends. I've never, and that's just my thing. It's no matter what they tell you, I've never heard of anyone that just got one back surgery. I'm just saying, I've never heard anyone that said they had one back surgery, which just putting that out there, I don't know why you need it, what led to it, if it's something based on your pregnancies and understand that when it comes to surgery, surgeons cut. They don't do rehab. They don't do prehab. They don't do therapy. Orthopedists cut. Back surgeons cut into backs. That's what they do. And for most people, you want to avoid that as much as possible because you can't uncut your back. You can't unfuse your spine. You can't undo these things. So I'm not saying you haven't gone through it. I'm not saying you haven't weighed the options. It's your choice, but insurance companies, doctors, if the only tool you have is a hammer, everything's a nail. You've heard that phrase before. Well, if all you have is a scalpel and you're a back surgeon, well, you're incentivized to do back surgeries. Hospitals want you to do a back surgery because they're going to bill the insurance companies for $500K, So that's why when, the medicalization of pregnancies and stuff like that, they always want to do a C-section. They always, you're in labor for more than 45 minutes. You need a C-section. It's because they just add that to the fucking invoice. That's why childbirth is over medicalized, because they make a fortune on it when pregnancy is not a medical condition. So, we know about mobility. We know about yoga and all these different things. And so many of you have avoided knee surgery or knee issues. Like if you have knee pain, what are you going to do when you go to the doctor? They're going to say, hey, stop exercising for X, Y, and Z. But you join Swolenormous X and you're doing ankle mobility and knee mobility and hip mobility, and things increase. It's not instant. You have to put in the work, but you can dramatically transform your body and your joints by providing the proper stress and the proper directions and the proper progressions. So you guys can drop your thoughts in the comments below, but anytime someone says back surgery, that's like a red flag to me. I just want to put that out there because I'd be remiss if I didn't say that. Not medical advice, but we wish you the best for sure. And yeah, I guess that's that. Anyway, drop your thoughts in the comments, but super stoked to have you, Taylor. And, you know, you go through that and that's what you're going to do. We support you and we're going to be here for you. I'm always just concerned about the limitations of mobility, because when you have limited mobility after these surgeries and you can't move like a normal human does, it does translate into other joints, into other muscles, and you can have a lot of issues. People get back surgery, they can't bend or move a certain way, then your neck has issues, your shoulder has problems, and your knee hurts, and because you're not moving the way a human should work. All right, let's get some feedback on that. Mark says, know someone who had surgery on their arm due to a workplace accident. Turns out the surgeon screwed up and now he is suing him. Oof. We didn't even talk about that, making a mistake. So Loretta says, unfortunately, physio is not taken seriously. Surgery should be a last resort. Loretta says, true, people I know never had just one. Michelle says, I've always heard that people who've had one need more in the future. That's my concern. That's my concern. Abby, you're saying, so a quote 8-day week would not work. 8 days, not a week. It doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. A week is arbitrary. What matters is the frequency of your stimulus. It doesn't matter if it's 8, 9, or 10 days. So the more frequently you train a body part, the more often you could provide a stimulus. You could do every other day, 48 hours. You could do every 2 days. You could do 72 hours, 96. The most important thing is the frequency. So if you're doing body parts once every 8 days, like that's just not enough. Not enough frequency of stimulus. You might just be like maintaining or slightly below average in terms of trying to maintain. You might be losing muscle mass. I don't want to say losing, but it's going to be much harder to progressively overload with limited stimulus. You're much better doing 1 or 2 sets and then doing it twice a week. So what you're doing is you're expanding it to 8 days. Okay, that's fine. But if you're expanding it to 8 days, you're not even just training body parts once every 7 days. Now you're doing less frequency. You're doing 8 days, 9 days. I'm just saying, all the research and my personal experience, you want to make sure that the frequency is twice every 8 days then, or twice every 9 days. Your cycle could be 9 days, but what matters is the frequency. So if you're training a body part every 4 or 5 days, that's still twice a week, twice a 7-day cycle. And that doesn't mean that 48 hours is ideal for all body parts. So it really matters what you're trying to accomplish. What I think you should do is adjust your split and train it more frequently and do less volume for body parts. I don't know what your intensity and stuff is like, but you could train body parts more frequently, but you don't need to do 4, 5, 6 sets in a session. And remember, the 90-day dash is designed as the 90-day dash. It's not designed as much of a modular program as Maximum Swole is. So you're talking, the way you're discussing in terms of adjusting a split is Maximum Swole. It's not the 90-day dash program, because then you're not doing the 90-day dash program if you're changing the whole workout. So you can't pretend like the programs are able to be adjusted inside Swolenormous X, but if you're changing the entire program, that's not the program. Maximum Swole is with that same methodology that we talk about all the time, because most people are doing Maximum Swole after they go through the 90-day dash. It's probably our most popular program now, next to the 90-day dash. But that's designed to be able to adjust based on your recoverability for optimizing muscle growth and optimizing stimulus while minimizing fatigue. So if you take the program like the 90-day dash, but then you change the whole split and you change everything, that it's not that program anymore. Oliver says, I have 3 fractured spinal discs from work. Yoga and mobility is amazing. They wanted to replace my discs. I said, we will see. I'm so glad I made that choice. Well, thanks for sharing. Abby, well, we'll get into another. We'll save that question. We'll save that for. Actually, let me bring that up. Let me screenshot it, and I'll bring it up on the screen. But then what we'll do is I'm going to hide that for now, and then we'll come back to it. Okay. So welcome, Taylor, and I appreciate you sharing your story. And again, we're not against you like doing any, like, you know, if you made that decision, that's your choice between you and your family and this, that, and the other. All right. Responses to the email. Let's get into a couple emails. Go outside. Alex says, hell yeah. I'm getting some sun on my nips. I wish we can get some sun on the nips in Florida. It's been rainy for the last week. I'm even mowing my lawn tomorrow with a push mower, like a real G who loves his sick fucking gains. That being said, with the temperature outside, I'm going to start going out first thing to catch the morning sun before I get absolutely roasted and exhaust myself. Fantastic. And don't forget, even if it's cloudy, if it's light outside, you're getting sun. So you're getting sun. So even if it's cloudy day, go outside, touch grass, take your shirt off. Even in the rain, go outside, start your day right. Dallin says, always appreciate a good reminder to sun the nips. Damn right. Aww. As a matter of fact, I just got in from running around and playing outside with the kids. Since it's summer, I try to play with the kids more outside. Plus, it helps me get some extra cardio in the day. Good stuff. I agree. Well done. Okay, we got one more from Michael. My nips have been sunned today. They'll be sunned again tomorrow and the day after that too. Well, that's what I'm talking about. Happy birthday, Michael in America. That's not your birthday, but yeah, celebrate America with some sick fucking gains. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to load up Shitstagram for some questions. Ask Papa Swoleo live. Let's get American flag in there. Boom. You got questions, drop in the comments down below. All right, so let's follow up with Abby's question. Actually, let's see here. I don't know why that's a little blurry. What up? No, I'm not going to get banned from Instagram. Instagram's not retarded like TikTok. It might be, but we'll see. Abby says, okay, Papa, so another question. I wrecked my leg doing RDLs on Monday. I had to take 3 days rest. It still hurts. Have you had this injury or know what I should do to recover? I don't know what that means. You wrecked your leg? How'd you wreck your leg? If you're not progressively overloading smart or your form sucked or whatever, I don't know how you wrecked your leg. What's the problem with your leg? I saved this question, but I don't know. Wrecked my leg equals my right leg hamstring feels painfully overstretched. I feel the pain in the leg and in the back of the leg and the knee. All right, so you overdid it. Your form was you probably pushed too much. You didn't progressively overload. You did too much weight. Your form wasn't ideal. Don't forget, RDLs are not a hamstring exercise. So your legs, if you're doing RDLs, you're bending your knees more. And it's a glute and adductor. It's not a hamstring exercise. If you do stiff leg deadlifts, it will work as a hip hinge component of the hamstrings. So stiff leg deadlifts with your legs more straight will be hamstrings, but an RDL will be glutes and adductors. So what should you do to recover? Time, yoga. So if you overdid it, you probably just push too close to failure for a new exercise that you haven't done, for example. You could follow up with that. Okay, let's get into some more questions and topics. We'll take questions. We're live on Instagram too. Drop your questions in the comments, and we will take some. We're live on Rumble and YouTube at The Daily Swole. And of course, you can catch the podcast every day over on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So make sure you subscribe, share it with your friends. And if you want podcast links, if you want to come on over and catch the rest of the show, make sure that you click the link in bio and click on the Daily Swole podcast. You'll see all the links for Rumble and YouTube. Great House 3121. Papa Swolio, what is the best workout for building your biceps? Biceps are very simple. You just need to progressively overload a movement. You could do cable curls. Preacher curls are a standard. 1-arm or 2-arm preacher curls and some sort of a hammer or reverse curl. And that's pretty much all you need for biceps, and then progressively overload. So there's a lot of different ways you could do it. You could do bicep curls on a cable machine. You could do preacher curls. There's a lot of different things you can do for curls. So picking a stable exercise that you like and choose something that is working like a supination movement, like a preacher curl, or supinating, alternating bicep curls with dumbbells, and then doing some sort of like a hammer curl, for example. A lot of times, once you start getting really heavy with weight, supinating dumbbell curls just get really less, I don't want to say less functional, but less executable because the dumbbells get really, really wide. So if you start getting really heavy with the dumbbells, you're better off switching to preacher curls and then doing hammer curls for dumbbells, in my opinion. It could be much more of a pain in the ass because then you're like, it's hard to clear the leg and then you're just kind of twisting your arm. It's not really an ideal movement once you start getting really up to the big boy dumbbells, in my experience. So, for example, if that's an issue for you, because and again, for some of you, if you're working out at home and you have like those Bowflex dumbbells or some of those like power blocks, they're so big and long. That's what she said. When you start getting really heavy with the weight, it just makes it more awkward to do those movements. And every dumbbell is different, right? Sometimes if you have metal ones or hex dumbbells or those adjustable ones, like it can be like you're lifting a canoe. So when you start getting really strong, you might want to switch to like single arm preacher curls or on a bench, like an incline bench doing preacher curls, or doing hammer curls only with the dumbbells, for example, rather than supinating, alternating bicep curls. Comes down to stability, and it comes down to progressively overloading that. Biceps are very simple to train. Very simple. You don't need a ton of volume, but you need a stable exercise that you can progressively overload. Excuse me. Bold and Brave Wedding Company. Papa Swolio, do you ever have a, quote, cheat meal / day like ever? Or are you 100% on 100% of the time? Well, it depends on what you consider 100%. And I'm actually proud to say that, yeah, I mean, based on my nutrition, what I do, I don't waver from it. So when you're doing restriction or you're eating bland foods and you're not getting all the micronutrients or sleep, you're going to have a lot more of those cravings. You're going to eat more shit. So for me, what I'm eating, I don't have to cheat. I don't cheat. I don't have a need to cheat. Why would I need to cheat if I'm eating steak and bacon and eggs, and fruit? It's just amazing. I don't feel any need or any impulse to cheat. And there's so many different ways you can make. If you want to make ice cream, you make it yourself with raw milk and cream and egg yolks. I don't need to eat garbage ice cream. So I don't need to cheat. I feel no impulse to cheat. I don't want to eat something that's going to make me feel like shit. And there are a multitude of ways to make certain flavor profiles if that's something that you want, with quality nutrition, so you don't feel like shit. So if you're eating plain chicken and plain rice, yeah, you're going to have these cravings because that's boring and disgusting. You probably need more fat and more electrolytes and stuff like that. All right. Mark says, haven't heard a cheat meal question in a minute. Yeah, we haven't had that in a minute. But The Rock eats pancakes. Yeah, The Rock is also taking enough testosterone to kill a moose. So just because you can maybe get away with it and still have, a lower body fat percentage or something doesn't mean you should. So getting away with something and basing what someone does based on like how they look on an Instagram photo with a filter and with a pump and with a shadow. I mean, come on. See, I can eat a pizza and flex and be like, oh, look at me, I'm still healthy. It's like, yeah, one meal is not going to make you fat, but it definitely does fuck your body up. And the problem with most people is that, all those negative side effects build up. The problem is when people try to justify a cheat meal, it's not the only time they're cheating. They're usually consistently eating things that are causing inflammation and fucking themselves up on the daily, and then justify eating more focused bullshit to clear their conscience and call it a cheat meal. Don't be healthy. So if you think about it, let's say you have a cheat meal. A cheat meal is a cheat day because it'll fuck you up not just for the day, but for the next following days, because it doesn't just leave your system immediately. So take 1 divided by 7. All right, what was that percentage? Is 1 divided by 7, was it 14% or something like that? So that means for that day, you're not eating, like 14% of the time you're eating shit. For me, that sounds like that's a big percentage. That's a big percentage. If one of your asset prices goes up 14% or drops 14%, that's huge, right? And that's still big for your body. So if you're 14% of the time you're eating shit, think of how that negatively affects you. I'm not saying you can't get away with it. I'm not saying I never ate garbage, but I don't now because I enjoy my food, my nutrition, and I feel great. So I don't want to cheat. People eat boring, bland food to justify cheat meals. Okay. Marek.I. But Papa, I love my donuts. Well, I love grammar, and that doesn't make sense. You love donuts? Cool. You love garbage? But Papa, I love my crystal meth. I'm sure you do. They're made so you love them. But Papa, I love my donuts.
Matt Damon.
I understand. People love being retarded. Bilawal Nasir. Papa Swolio, tell me some workout for fat loss. Doesn't exist. Build muscle, eat healthily, and you will trim fat over time. There you go. Excellent. The only donut, people are like, wow, I like the chocolate donuts. You can go for those. Get it? Get it? Get it?
Emotional damage.
Alice in Wonderland. I hate this screen name on multiple levels. I hate this screen name on multiple levels, and you guys can figure that out for yourself. Why am I lazy?
You make me
Come on.
happy.
Why am I lazy? Because you're probably retarded. VK23, you don't have purpose. You don't have purpose. You don't have any direction. So take action, set a plan, and do it. Then you won't be lazy. That's a good point. Mark says you're lazy because you're a cunt. Probably accurate. How much time are you in the gym every day? I don't train every day. I don't lift intensely every day, but when I do, about an hour and a half. And a lot of that's setting up the exercise and rest periods too. And if you have, look, my gym is spread out on different aspects of my house, and sometimes I got to go over there, open a canopy, and get inside and get settled. So my workouts might take a little bit longer than, it would take longer than if I had, if I went to an air-conditioned, temperature-controlled gym and it was all set up and I didn't have to set up certain things. If you have a home gym, sometimes you're setting up a cable and you have different riggings that you do. So I don't factor that into my workout time, but the overall time from beginning to end is probably about, in general, an hour and a half, depending on my split. And if you do different, depending on the split, and this is why when I talk about splits, especially for home training, doing something like full body, I try to minimize how many exercise I'm doing. So here's a good hack. Oh, and by the way, today's Swole card is Swolemerica, so you could drop that in the comments, #Swolemerica. Happy birthday, America. Independence Day, motherfuckers. So when it comes to shortening your workout time, I would rather do 6 exercises, 2 or 3 sets each, than doing 12 exercises, 1 set each. Because if you're doing 12 different exercises, one, you're going to have 1 or 2 or so warm-up sets. maybe 3 at the beginning, and then maybe 1 or 2. So you're setting up more exercises and you're moving to different stations. So it's going to take you longer in some respects just because you're setting up more things. And if you're in a big, massive gym, maybe you're going to different aspects of the gym. You're waiting for a machine. You have to go over here and set something up, and then you got to get into it. So you're better off, instead of doing, let's say 12 exercises, 1 set each, do 2 exercises, 2 sets each. And then you're doing the same amount of sets, but after you do 1 working set, it's really easy just to rest for a couple minutes and then do another set rather than set up a brand new exercise. Make sense? So that's a great way to adjust. And that's why full body split, I like it. But for me, it just takes too long. So I prefer, and a great way to modify a full body split is to do torso and limbs, do like some arms before legs, or do an anterior posterior split, or upper lower. There's a lot of different ways to do it. And remember, whatever you're trying to prioritize, just train that first. So it depends on what you're trying to prioritize with your training, and then work your split around that. If you have any more questions, I know Abby, you were asking, you can feel free. You didn't, for example, if you're asking questions about your training, Abby, I know some other people don't feel like you asked too many questions based on it. You can definitely follow up. And if I don't see your question, drop it again, because sometimes it scrolls and I missed it. American flags, PK. Excellent. Excellent. We're going to hit that America button a lot.
Fuck yeah!
GRM, can you send a girlfriend of mine a big hello message and send her to the fucking gym? She needs to go to the fucking gym. Send her one of my videos. Just forward a video. Barry, happy 4th of July from across the pond. Thank you, Barry. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Get a new girlfriend. Was it a girlfriend or was it a girl that's a friend? That's different. If it's a girlfriend, like someone that you're kind of, then yeah, you need a girlfriend. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's all from Instagram Live. Okay. That's all from Instagram stories, I mean. All right. We'll get into some of that with the balls deep, and then we're going into overtime for members. So join us over at swolenormousx.com. Last chance for questions. Follow up. Drop in the comments down below. We'll take a couple more questions. Any questions on Instagram, drop them in the chat. Once we sign off here, we're going exclusively over to Rumble and YouTube at The Daily Swole. Link is in the bio. Click on podcast and follow the show. If you can't catch the whole thing today, catch the replay. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Leave a 5-star review if you enjoy the show. Nikki says, tons of people were at the fucking gym at 5 a.m. today. Let's go. Let's go. That's America. That I can get behind that.
Fuck yeah!
How long have I been going to the gym? I've been training for 25 years. Now, it didn't take me 25 years. I mean, I guess it did. But I haven't been trying to just like relentlessly put on muscle since then. Of course, you're going to have, at this point, putting on muscle is much harder than it is when you're new to training. And I've gone through different phases of my training over the years. So it hasn't been, my training hasn't only been to just like maximize muscle mass over the years. I got into different styles of training over the years. But I guess technically, 25 years of training has led me here. And I'm not taking anabolics or anything like that. So you're going to hit your ceiling or close to your ceiling. And remember, your genetic limit or the amount of muscle mass that you can actually maintain, once you start getting towards that, it just gets, the progress is small. So for me, making a 0.001% improvement takes a lot more effort than it would when you're first starting off, because all the stimuluses are fresh. And if you're not taking anabolic steroids and things like that, yeah, you're going to kind of get to that point where your progress is going to be much more muted. It's going to take you a lot more to make small improvements. Small improvements are a big deal when you get to a certain point. Hi, Papa, all the way from South Africa. What's up? What's up, man? That's a South African accent. What up, man? How you doing, Holmes? We're just going to give you a Mexican Cholo accent. That's what you sound like from South Africa. That's the way it is now. What's up, man? Or is it hello, governor? Abby, Papa Soy, on the episode from Wednesday, you said thigh gap on a female isn't good. Is that true? I mean, unless you like thigh gap. Thigh gap usually just means that you don't have big legs. So it depends. It depends. Everyone's, I mean, that kind of physical stuff is preference. So isn't good. I'm just saying that, you know, especially on a dude, you don't want, look, when people always ask, how do I get bigger legs? How do I get bigger quads? So quads, you're only going to, like, your quads are not, they're a lot. And there's 4 different parts of the quad. But if you want thick legs, you really need to have glutes. You need hamstrings. It's really glutes a lot. And then the adductors. If you want big legs, you need adductors. So a lot of guys, and you get that with deep squats and stuff, but you really get more of the posterior adductors. So do that adductor machine. You could do Copenhagen planks and stuff, but getting that inner thigh is a massive component of thighs. So if you want bigger legs, don't neglect your adductors, because from the back and from the front, that's a massive part of the thickness of your legs. Even from the side, if you have big adductors, you know, you'll see them. And then of course your hamstrings and stuff. But so for example, for hamstrings and for glutes, you want a hip hinge. You also want a leg curl for the short head of the biceps femoris, the hamstrings. You want to train the quads. So a squat pattern and leg extensions. So you're getting the rectus femoris more and the vastus medialis and lateralis, and then adductor work. Bing, bang, boom. LET says, fuck that. No thigh gap equals thick thighs. Melon crushers. Oof. Get those melon crushers.
Boom shakalaka!
I'm going to break that America button. If you're just watching on Instagram, you're missing all the soundboards. So come on over to the podcast. Yeah, thigh crushers. Martial Arts Mama says, my hubby likes melon crushers. Melon crushers. Ear warmers. There you go. Yeah. 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 Winter is coming. That's right. What do you use for your beard? I use Mane Gains. So Mane Gains is our new product for hair and beard. It's a hair and beard oil. It's not available yet, but it will be. What's today? July. We're expecting to have that available on for the beard. Did I take some off the beard? Yeah, a little bit. I get it groomed every 2 weeks. I didn't brush it today. So yesterday I got it kind of trimmed up a little bit. It grows so fast. So we're probably going to have that for sale. I don't want to say in July, but we're looking to kind of get that going for the beginning of August. So the end of July, beginning of August. That's like the general launch. So that'll be Scalp Seed for hair growth, Mane Gains hair and beard oil for the mids and the ends of the hair and for beard, and then Bull Cream, which is a 100% grass-fed and finished tallow balm. And all these are made with all organic ingredients and essential oils. So looking forward to that. All right. So that's what I use. And if you want to use it too, stay tuned because it will be available soon. Will be available soon. And also, Mane Gains is great for Mane Gains. It's also great for the pubes. You can put on there. You got melon crushers. You could have a nice pillow too. You know what I'm saying? Soften. Nice and great for the face forest and any other kinds of forest. Know what I'm saying? Sebastian, what are your absolute essential exercises if you don't have access to a gym? Well, what do you have access to? No exercise is essential. Okay. What does your shirt say? It says, I curl every day. This is what ICE stands for. I curl every day. Facts. So there's no essential exercise. You really got to get that out of your, everyone's going to have their preference, but it really comes down to what you have. So an essential exercise for me, or something that's a staple in my program, might be different for you if you don't have the same equipment. What's one small habit that made a big difference in your life? Well, life is all made up of thousands of small habits. So there is no one small habit. But if you had to focus on, if most people, for everyone, whether you train or not, sleep. Getting quality sleep every night is essential. That's essential. Hydration, electrolytes, nutrition's important, training's important, but sleep is number one. If there's one thing you should focus on, is getting better sleep. Optimize your sleep and a lot of other things will fall into place. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good concept too. But of course, that's many habits, right? So Pam says the best habit for me is putting myself first. Right. But I mean, putting yourself first is like 100 habits, right? It's your birthday. It's America's birthday. Happy birthday to you and to America. Fuck yeah! Don't stand in front of a microphone. Go to the fucking gym. Well, Juan, for one thing, Papa's coming for you. Number two, I'm sitting down. So, did I go to the fucking gym today? I haven't yet because it was raining like hard earlier, but I will. I'm going to celebrate this amazing country by making some sick fucking gains. What a day to be born. What a day to be born. 4th of July. Fuck yeah, man. Teaching my children to sleep so I can sleep is number one. Oh, yeah. So one of the best things you could do for sleep is turning off the blue lights. No screens, no phones, no digital. Have them reading. Turn all the lights on to red mode. That will shut you down. Even like friends of ours, and we've told them about how we use the red lights at night. And it was an absolute game change for them with their kids. The kids would be like, I don't want to go to sleep and this and the other. Now the kid, like, they have a child that's like 3 or 4. And their son's job is to turn off all the lights and turn on the red lights at night. And the kid loves to do it. He's like, oh, I can't wait, because you go and turn on. It's like, give them a little job. Like, hey, your job is to turn on the red lights. The kid goes around, turns all the red lights on, and then it's a shutdown mode. If you go red lights at night, you'll notice you're actually tired. Blue light, fluorescent lights, the worst. The worst. Get incandescent bulbs. Get those red lights going. It's good stuff. Would be awesome to have you in EPTX for the Johnny Jackson show. I have no idea what you just said. What is that? I don't know anything that you just said, but I appreciate it. Mark says red light has indeed been a game changer. Cerny, great idea. Get the kids involved. Yeah, give them tasks. Give them things kids love to do adult stuff. They love to be a part of it. Get them involved. They're part of it. And it teaches them good habits. And they're going to take that is that what they call it? El Paso, Texas. They call it EPTX. I figured it was something Texas related. I don't know all the Texas acronyms though. I'm a Florida boy. Abby says, oh yeah, I make the house so dark at night. Only downside of summer, have to wait for the sun to go down for them to chill out. Well, that's true. In the summer, longer days. But yeah, when the sun goes down, red lights go on. All right, we're chilling here. So last chances for questions. Questions. Drop in the comments down below, and then we'll move on to Balls Deep. And of course, we have overtime for members, so that's going to be fantastic. America button. I'm going to hit it. I'm going to hit it again and again and again and again. I'm going to keep on hitting that button. If there's any day to break that button, it is today. Hashtag Swolemerica for a chance to win today's Swole card. Hitting again. Again. Another one. DJ Swoleo. Another one. Another one. All right, we ready? I think we're ready to go balls deep. Come catch the rest of the show. Thanks for watching on Instagram. If you want to get access to the Swolenormous app and all of our programs, go to swolenormousx.com. All the links for the podcast is in my app right here on the Real Papa Swoleo Instagram channel. And let's get after it. We got some more shit to get into. All right. So let's move. Let's get into it. Time for balls deep.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That's deep.
Mm-hmm. All right. We're going to get this kicked off here. And this is 2 days ago because we had the roundtable yesterday, so I didn't get to post this. I was very proud because, as you know, P. Diddy, I don't know what the final verdict of everything is, but he got off for a lot of charges. Maybe it was all of them, whatever. I was very proud of this AI-generated image. I mean, this is actually from the courtroom. But if you're just listening, it's P. Diddy celebrating throwing up a bunch of bottles of baby oil. And I don't think a lot of people got it. I was very proud of my post because I put, apparently there is a way out. And if you don't know, his debut album was No Way Out. P. Diddy and the Fam. So I was very proud of it with that caption. Apparently there is a way out. Made me very happy. Made me laugh. I don't think people got it, the depth of this post, but I was very, very pleased because his first album was No Way Out. Apparently there is a way out. Hey, popping bottles. Very proud. Very proud. So you have to really know. You have to really know. You have to know his earlier work. And of course, in addition to that, my next post was the only considering it's America, and Indiana Jones, a very America movie. You know, it's USA versus the Nazis and stuff like that. The only Indiana Jones movies are number 1 and number 3. I'll Die on This Hill. Like, absolutely.
He's on fire!
I don't understand the Temple of Doom love. I mean, I guess people like shit movies, but the 4th one sucked. I'm not even, no chance in hell I'm watching the 5th one. And the 2nd one was absolute garbage from the opening scene. It sucks. It's annoying. The woman's annoying. Short round. I get it. It's annoying. Those like comic relief. It's annoying. Annoying as shit. Absolutely annoying as hell. So the only Indiana Jones movies are 1 and 3. All the other ones can go fuck themselves, which is amazing. Because the fact that Indiana Jones is such a famous trilogy when only 2 of the movies are good, and like there's 5 movies and the majority of the movies suck. So 2 out of 5, you still get to the Hall of Fame because that's a good percentage, but you know, 1 and 3 are great. The rest of them are garbage. Yeah, the 4th one sucked. The 5th one, the 5th one, no way, dude. No way. And apparently I saw some post that the reason why I posted this is I think because I guess Disney owns it. They said they're going to reboot the franchise. Like, great, we're going to keep on. So who the fuck knows? I bet you know what? If they reboot it, guess who's going to play? Who do you think is going to play Indiana Jones? It's going to be fucking like Tom Holland. It's going to be what, like Timothy Chalamet, or it's going to be Pedro Pascal for fucking Indiana Jones, right? Or they're going to have like Zendaya do like some black female Indiana Jones. It's going to be garbage. Reboot the franchise. Get the fuck out of here. You know, who do you think would be like, look, who do you think would be a good, maybe Chris Pratt? Who would be a good Indiana Jones? That would be even like possible to be an Indiana Jones. I don't know. They're going to get like Idris Elba to do Indiana Jones. I don't know. 1 and 3, it's the only movies. 2, 4, and 5, dumpster fire. Jason Statham. Jason Statham. The beekeeper. That belongs in a museum. It belongs in a museum. Aye, look at the Holy Grail. That belongs in the museum. Or The Rock. Henry Cavill. He's probably too old for it, isn't he? Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, that belongs. It belongs in a museum. Yeah. The fight scenes will be epic. He just Statham. Jason Statham. He chose poorly. Why did it have to be snakes? Or it could be Samuel L. Jackson. Why are there so motherfucking snakes in this motherfucking pit? Why there have to be motherfucking snakes? What else? Who else would be good for that? What else should we do? Yeah, why does it have to be snakes? The snakes everywhere. Yeah, what else? The Rock. It would just be like Jumanji 5, right? It'd just be another Jumanji. Why are all these motherfucking snakes doing in this motherfucking temple? Snakes in a temple? Lizzo? Oh boy. Lizzo. Jesus Christ. Maybe, look, I will tell you, if they made an Indiana Jones with Jay, this is why I like AI. Nicolas Cage. Oh, there's too many snakes. Woo! What I don't understand is why there's so many snakes. And he'll be sitting there and be like, oh, let's get the grail. Christopher Walken. Wow, why are there so many snakes? We gotta get the grail. It's holy. Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp. Oh, due to class, so many snakes I love. Oh. Oh, it's a temple of doom. All these snakes. There's too many snakes. There's snakes everywhere. The temple's big. I could get the grail. No one else can get the grail. No one grails harder than me. Everyone knows that. We're going to make this grail great again. Got this old guy and this great seal. You can't take the grail past the great seal. That's the price of immortality. I could take the grail past the great seal. I could do it. But no, they didn't ask me. Joe Biden tried to take the grail past the great seal, but we're going to make the grail great again. Oh, boy. Trump on a plane. Snakes on a plane with Trump. No snakes on my plane. Every time we take this plane from the Democrats have snakes on the plane. I don't do snakes on a plane. That sounds like a bad place to have snakes. Can't get away. They're everywhere. Joe Biden. Why are there... Oh, come on, man. Why are there so many snakes on this plane? Oh, holy... Joe Biden is actually the guy who chose poorly. Trump and Biden, he chose poorly. I don't make poor choices. Joe Biden, he chose poorly. He looks like he already chose poorly. He's been choosing poorly for 40 years. This big, beautiful grail. Believe me, no one chooses the grail. He could choose, but he's going to choose poorly. I don't choose poorly. No one chooses better than me. We don't do poorly. We're going to make choices great again. Snakes in a temple. They could have done. They could just make more snakes on a plane. Snakes on a plane. Snakes in a hot tub. Snakes in a trampoline park. You know, snakes at the beach. Right? What else we got here? Snakes at the buffet. Snakes in the casino. And Joe Pesci would be like, "What the fuck are all these fucking snakes doing here in the casino?" Where I got the Joe Pesci. Where are they?
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a
There's
clown.
fucking
I
snakes
amuse you.
everywhere.
Snakes on ice cream. Snakes at the Pride event. That'd be good. All right. Was not expecting to go that direction, but it was solid. That's what happens when I have a little bit too much coffee. You know, made a little bit extra. Made a little high caffeine today. I definitely have to. I'm gonna have to work out and do the sauna to calm this shit down. That was awesome. That's funny. That's what we should do. He chose poorly. It wouldn't be that's the cup of a carpenter. I wouldn't choose that as a poor choice. If I made the grill, it would look like it would look gold. Everything's gold, but no, that's not the cup of a carpenter. And like the knight would be Nancy Pelosi. It sounds like Nancy Pelosi. He chose poorly. She'd be like, her teeth would be falling out. He chose poorly. Or you know what? It would be like Chuck Schumer. Like looking over his glasses like a fucking hawk. That'd be great. It would not be the cup of a carpenter. Everybody knows that. I know that. Joe Biden didn't know that. That's why he turned to dust and flew into the side of the cave. You finally get the Grail, and it's Nancy Pelosi there with her fucking dentures falling out. It would be Biden. Biden would be that's what we should redo it. We should redo it as Joe choosing. He chose poorly. Pelosi would be in there with like the knight's armor, like just drinking out of like one of the fake grails, just drinking fucking wine. She'd be over there just like just drinking, scooping. Oh, Bernie Sanders. Oh, would Bernie Sanders be the knight? Oh, he chose poorly. He chose poorly. He chose poorly. I've been sitting here for 500 years, and he comes in and he chooses poorly. It would not be the cup of a carpenter. What is happening to me? Bernie looks like he chose poorly like 50 years ago. He looks like the end. He looks like the end game standard. It would not be the cup of a carpenter. No, Joe. No. I don't have all the details, but I know it's not the cup of a carpenter. Okay. I can't be sure. I don't have all the information right now. I don't agree with your assessment, but I do know that it's not the cup of a carpenter. Okay. This is fucking. This is ridiculous. I can't wait for AI to get to that level where, I mean, you could probably already do it right now. And Zohan Mamdani would be like, everyone gets a cup. You get a cup. You get a cup. Oprah's in there, you know? Everyone gets a cup of a carpenter. Everyone gets a grail. Everyone gets a grail. It'd be easy. You go in there. That would be a great scene, right? Zohan Mamdani's like in the fucking, he's the guy with the, you know, he's the old knight. And it's just grails everywhere. It's just all grails. Just all grails. Everyone gets a grail. And Bernie said, oh, you get a grail. And you get a grail. Everyone gets a grail. Why should some people, in this country, we have such a wealth disparity. Some people have grails and some people have no grails. We should have, Joe, we should have grails for everybody. Everyone gets a grail. It's not fair that some people have all the grails and some people have no grails. I don't have all the details, but we should be focusing on getting more grails to more people. Just do Bernie Sanders as like everyone. Like Bernie Sanders, like Emperor Palpatine and stuff like that. Everybody gets a grill. Well, this is fun. Snakes in a temple. Well, this has been an interesting episode. So let's take another post from the X account here. What's we got here? We got this post on Blue Sky, which we know is a liberal shithole cesspool, from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. AOC. Let's take a post. Should I just read like Bernie Sanders for the rest of the episode? Let's go. Let's read this. Should I read it? Should I read it like Bernie Sanders, this post from AOC? Or should I read it like her voice? Which is like nails on a chalkboard. All right, she says this. I'm not going to do that. She says, I don't think anyone is prepared for what they just did with ice. Now, I would know. I curl every day. That's what ice means. Lightweight. This is not a simple budget increase. It is an explosion. Making ICE bigger than the FBI, U.S. Bureau of Prisons, DEA, and others combined. Great. Well, guess what? We have 30 fucking million illegals, so get them out. Yes, more funding for that. It is setting up to make what's happening now look like child's play. Excellent! Like she's saying the quiet part out loud. Yes, I voted for this. And people are disappearing. People are disappearing. That's what AOC calls it. So deporting criminals, they're disappearing. So, let me scroll down. So I said, illegals are being sent home. If I get on a plane and I fly somewhere, we don't say that I disappeared from where I took off from, you dumb cunt. And I'm correct.
Matt Damon.
So if let's say I go and I fly to Las Vegas, you wouldn't say that I disappeared from Florida, would you? Should we just call departures at the airport, departures disappearing? Oh, I disappeared from Florida when I went to LA. I disappeared yesterday. Oh, where'd you go? Oh, I went to Minnesota. I disappeared. Phew, I was in Florida and then poof, I vanished. So she's like a fucking magician now? We're just magicians. They just disappeared. No, this is like a 4-year-old. Oh, no, not even a 4-year-old. 4-year-olds. So this is like a 1 or a 2-year-old, right? That thinks if they cover their eyes and they can't see you, that they're invisible. You guys that have kids, you know that. They close their eyes, and if they can't see you, they're like, oh, then no one can see me. I'm hidden. If I can't see, then no one can see. Oh, I can't see you, so I must be gone. I'm not here anymore. Because they don't have that separation between you and the other person, right? They don't have their own identity. They don't understand that their limits of their body is like here. Yeah. So she's just like, come on, you can't be this retarded. You can't be this retarded. It is just evil. People are disappearing. Yeah, they're not here anymore. They're being sent somewhere else. If they go back to Guatemala, they didn't get disappeared. They're just not here anymore. They disappeared from Mexico. Cool. Now we're making them reappear. Like a magic trick, AOC. That's how it happens. You dumb cunt. Any questions? Any questions? So people that should not be in this country, sending them back home, they're being disappeared, right? They're just being dropped in the ocean. We're just killing them all. Didn't you know that? We're just killing them all. Well, I tried to call their phone and then they didn't pick up. Yeah, you know why? It's because we were paying for their fucking phone. We shut it down. So now, yeah, you can't contact them anymore because we were paying for it. All right. She's stupid. We know that. Mark, there's no saving that one. So Mark's like, I'll take care of her. There's no saving that. All right, let's get into some more. Let's get into some videos. Let's see what we got here. Let me open up this folder. We do have balls deep, so let's get into it. We got a bunch. We're going to do them all today. That's what she said. DBAP. Oh, what do we want? Short one first? Why don't you guys pick 1, 2, or 3? And by default, I will do the shortest one first. That's what she said. Mark says I'll find a way. All right. Well, good luck with that. This one's called Trump Pissing Off LA. Well, that's easy.
What's in the box?
That's an easy one. Oh, man. Los Angeles is pissed off, you don't say.
So dumb for pissing off LA because we don't have jobs. Like, none of us have jobs. We have like COVID level amounts of free time to protest, my dude. He's so dumb.
Is this satire? He's dumb for pissing off LA because we don't have jobs.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Look at those fucking eyes, bro.
Everyone in this room
Look at those eyes.
is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
The eyes, Chico. They never lie.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like none of us have jobs. We have COVID level amounts of free time. That's not a flex, telling everyone that you're not productive. This is what I was saying when they're talking about like the taking the day off, whatever. What was it called? It was called, I don't know, sick day for retards. What was their thing? The people's sick day. That's what they said the other day, right? The people's sick day. Again, all that's going to show is how worthless these people are. Oh, everything functioned wonderfully. Every company did totally fine. If anything, they had peace and quiet and they were more productive. You're just going to prove to everyone that you do not provide any value in this world. Okay. Do we pick numbers? Let's see. Abby's still here. Let's do number 2. Abby says number 2. This is called demand access.
What's in the box?
That's like Mark. I demand access to the libtard vagina. I'm like, no, Mark, not AOC. You can't save her. Mark's like, I could do it. Nope. Mark's like the birds from like Madagascar Finding Nemo. Mine. Nope, Mark, sit. Easy, Mark, easy. Demand access. Let's do this one.
We are here to demand access to this detention facility. Based on reports that we've been able to glean, the site is already experiencing flooding.
Did she say glean? That's a big fucking word. You just gleaned things. That's very close to goon. After the reports that we gooned? Okay.
Based on reports that we've been able to glean, the site is already experiencing flooding. The site is already experiencing flooding.
That woman next to her like did a double take, like, what the fuck is glean? You know, all the people there, like the guy on the right, that's like looking down. He's like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck that word is. No one, look at their reactions when she says glean. No one's like, I don't know what the fuck that word is.
Here to demand access to this detention facility. Based on reports that we've been able to glean, the site is already experiencing flooding. The first individuals who have been detained with no due process have arrived. And it's so essential when you have hundreds of millions of public dollars being spent on a political stunt that we have the ability to see for our own eyes what is happening and to be the voices of our constituents.
The voices of our illegal criminals. Oh, look at those nails. Jesus Christ. Fuck all these dumb bitches. Yeah, look at those nails.
I've contained my rage for as long as possible, but I shall unleash my fury upon you like the crashing of 1,000 waves.
You could glean these
Begone,
nuts.
vile man, begone from me.
Glean these nuts. This is like, what is she, like the Indian AOC? We need to get into these detention centers. Detention centers are going to turn into a call center real quick. Oof. We're on fire today. Section 8 nails. Oh, God. That'd be a good business title. Oh, fuck. I saw that. We'll do that one last because I'm going to want to punch myself in the nuts. This one's called, okay. All right.
What's in the box?
All right, this one's called D-baptism. Maybe it's D's nuts. D, like not baptism, D-baptism. D-baptism.
Dry the water from your head you never consented to. It'll let guilt evaporate and shame fall away. You are one, you are whole, and you belong. Congratulations.
No, I didn't freeze, by the way. All right. After this, we're doing a throwback. We're going into overtime because we got to move this. No. This one's called Red Lipstick. You might have seen this. I saw a freeze frame of this. I didn't want to watch the video because I can't handle this shit. But let's just one more.
What's in the box?
It's called Red Lipstick. You've probably seen this somewhere else, or I saw this like a day ago or something, but I didn't watch the whole thing.
Hello, it's the Master. The reason I have red lipstick on is because I'm at the demonstration in Traverse City. There are thousands of us. And red lipstick, I was informed last night by my friend Jen, was a form of resistance when Hitler was trying to take over the world.
How'd that work out? Red lipstick was in protest of Hitler when he was trying to take over the world. I've never heard that, probably for a fucking reason. So why don't you tell that to the millions of people that died in World War II? How'd that red lipstick turn out? You fucking mook. What a faggot. I can't handle these fucking retards, dude. I can't do it anymore. I can't.
He didn't like women wearing red lipstick. So I've decided red lipstick. Everybody put on red lipstick to show resistance against you know who. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Over and out.
I already used the no points soundboard.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Mark says, I looked it up. It's true. Yeah, well, it worked. Did you guys know that? Yeah, there was no World War II. Hitler didn't do anything wrong. Like, it stopped everything. Hitler's like, whoa, all these dudes are wearing red lips. All this red lipstick. I guess we'll shut down those concentration camps. I guess, I won't invade Russia. I mean, this guy, you're putting on red lipstick. Sure showed me. Bro, let's move on. Let's do a throwback. Pick a number 1, 2, or 3. You guys choose the throwback, and then we're going into overtime. You're gonna love OT. We gotta go. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. Michelle says, wait, are people saying the Holocaust didn't happen still? Oh yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm not saying the Holocaust didn't happen or whatever. I think there's a lot of I think there's a lot of inconsistencies in history. Like, who knows? Maybe the numbers aren't accurate, but yeah, it obviously fucking happened. Tell that to the troops that discovered the Holocaust and discovered the concentration camps. Yeah, a lot of horrific atrocities. So that being aside, the red lipstick didn't do jack shit, apparently. Okay, well, Jesus Christ. Fuck, man.
Well, I could be wrong, but I believe Diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War.
All right, hashtag Swolemerica for a chance to win today's Swole card. Do we choose A bunch of you put 2s. Let's do the throwback. This is number 2, throwback. Oh boy, I've seen this face before.
What's in the box?
And not enough edits on that one. I'm gonna do a different one. Let me see. So I archive that one. I don't care. Let's see here. Oh, what's this one? Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's do this one.
Hate fat people, that you feel the disgust towards it.
Can I tell you why?
Like I said before, it's a culmination of a bunch of bad decisions.
Based.
Did you all know that your hormones affect how much you weigh?
Who told you that?
I don't know where this is going. I'm assuming it's going to be like you can control your fatness. Do you know that your lifestyle habits are going to control your hormones? Your environment will affect your hormones, so improve your lifestyle and what you do and how you treat your body. But let's continue.
Did you all know that being born in an area with food scarcity
Where's that?
makes your rate of chronic disease, including obesity, exponentially higher?
Where are these food deserts? I mean, if you're talking about like these burned out areas of like Chicago or Baltimore, like I get it. Like, but again, this is because of liberal policies letting all the criminals out and not prosecuting crime. So you have these areas where businesses are not going to move in because they're going to get fucking robbed. Based. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you not entertained?
Yeah.
Are you not entertained?
You know, same thing like with Minneapolis. When you burn a city to the fucking ground, you're going to have food deserts. Why? Well, that's because you can't open a business if you're going to get bricks thrown through your window. No one's going to be moving there. No one, you can't have a business. You can't have a business if the city's destroyed. And this is exactly what's going to happen in New York City. If that communist gets into, and starts creating all these, city-run grocery stores, going to put the little bodegas and all these little businesses out of. This is what communism does. It destroys. And you're going to have bread lines, and this is what communism does. You're going to have food deserts. The entire city is going to be a food desert. It's already a desert of logic and common sense. So now you're not going to have common sense or food. So there's that. All right, fam, it is time for the Swole card, and then we're going to go into overtime. So join the fam over at swolemerica.com and get access to all the overtime segments. Yesterday's roundtable is great. Let's get into it. Hashtag Swolemerica. We got a great OT, a brand new driving while gaining. You do not want to miss today's DWG. It's going to be absolute fire. Falcon, pick me a winner. Let's go. Alrighty, today's winner, Swolemerica, is Pitman 71. Hombre de Pit 71. Hombre de Pit 71. Congratulations. Send us an email to support@swolemerica.com. Swole card 3346 in the subject and your mailing address in the body of the email. We'll send you today's Swole card. Felicidades, motherfucker. Congratulations on America's 250th birthday. Fuck yeah. Okay. All right. Congratulations, Peterman. Tucker Not Lives. Fam, you know what time it is. You know what time it is. If you don't, well, you're about to find the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Use about to find the fuck out. Let me start this. You know what I just realized? We do not have the live stream up yet in the Daily Swole Telegram chat. And guess what? Now it is available. So if you're a member, head on over to the Daily Swole Telegram chat. It's pinned to the top of the Swole Fam Telegram chat, and you guys can help each other navigate there if you're brand new and you're like, hey, how do I get there? Well, members will help you. So it's right there pinned to the top of the Swole Fam Telegram. We got Bisha's heading on over there right now. We got a bunch in there. OT is here. I'm going to drop a nice let's fucking go fry from Futurama. It's time to get in there. All right. Now, Cerny, don't be looking for the Daily Swole Telegram chat on Rumble or YouTube. It's not there. It's not there, Cerny. No, don't. Okay. Excellent.
Loud noises!
We get started in dos minutos. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you, Beaches. Join the fam, swolemerica.com, and we will be back. We'll be back. on Monday with new releases, and maybe we'll have a Q&A or something over the weekend. We'll see how it goes. But thanks for being here. Enjoy your time, and please don't blow your hands off. Stay away from fireworks. Watch other people do it. Listen to them. Go see them with your family. But don't be stupid. Don't do anything. There's so many people that aren't going to have fucking arms and hands and faces and shit after today. People just getting drunk and retarded. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Be smart. It's not worth it. Happy birthday, America. Independence Day. Remember, it's not the 4th of July. It's Independence Day. Independence Day. Let's get another America for the buzzer. All right, overtime starts in 2 minutes. Let's head on over there. Thanks for being here again. And let's get into an amazing overtime. Brand new Drive While Gaining. Peace McGee's, Deuce Magoose. Ya boy, Papa Swoleo. Out.
Hey. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Coming at me like that, like, whoa. Yeah.
He's heating up! He's on fire!
Yeah. Coming at me like that, like, whoa. I don't even feel like that, like, whoa. They stack shit that hard. Like, whoa. We up on the sea, but that's my bow. Coming at me like that, like, whoa. Coming at me like that, like, whoa. Coming at me like that, like, whoa. Coming at me like that, like, wish that I care, but I don't, and I swear.
The more you hate me, the more you will learn.
Murder, she wrote, but I don't even dare. I got places to go, coming ready for the show.